I'm Mike Hackard with Hackard Law, and we represent Silicon Valley heirs and beneficiaries in estate and trust litigation. Silicon Valley's extraordinary concentration of tech wealth has created a growing crisis. Elder financial abuse targeting seniors whose estates include stock options, RSUs, startup equity, and decades of accumulated tech industry wealth. The tech corridor, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, and Santa Clara, represents one of the wealthiest regions in America. Behind that wealth are thousands of tech industry retirees and seniors whose estates present irresistible targets for financial predators. Consider what's at stake. A retired Apple engineer in Cupertino may hold stock accumulated over 30 years worth several $1,000,000. A former Google executive in Mountain View might have RSUs, deferred compensation, and real estate collectively exceeding $5 million. A Sunnyvale widow whose late husband worked at Intel for decades may control an estate she barely understands, making her vulnerable to anyone who offers to help. These scenarios create perfect conditions for elder financial abuse. Substantial assets, complex holdings that seniors may not fully comprehend, and predators who recognize opportunity. The types of situations that bring Santa Clara County families to Hackard Law follow recognizable patterns. The caregiver stock scheme. A pattern we commonly see involves tech retirees with early-stage dementia who hire caregivers for daily assistance. Within months, the caregiver convinces the elder to add her as joint owner on brokerage accounts holding substantial tech stocks, then systematically liquidates positions and transfers funds to accounts she controls. We see this pattern frequently in Mountain View and throughout the tech corridor. The financial advisor fraud. Another scenario we encounter involves widows receiving cold calls from people claiming to help tech retirees optimize portfolios. Over months, these unlicensed advisors convince seniors to transfer stock holdings into accounts the advisor controls. Cupertino and Sunnyvale families have faced these situations with losses reaching into the millions. The family member exploitation. A troubling pattern involves elderly residents with declining cognition being helped by adult children who obtain power of attorney, then use that authority to liquidate stock holdings, transfer real estate, and drain bank accounts, all while telling siblings their parent is fine. We litigate these cases throughout Santa Clara County. The isolation play. Seniors who recently lost spouses are particularly vulnerable to a pattern where a new friend systematically isolates them from family, gains their trust, and positions themselves as sole beneficiary of estates that may include substantial tech holdings and valuable real estate. The reverse mortgage trap. We also see predatory neighbors or acquaintances convincing tech retirees to take reverse mortgages on valuable homes, then manipulating them into lending the proceeds for business ventures that exist only to steal the money. Several factors make Santa Clara County's elderly population particularly vulnerable. Complex assets, tech industry, wealth often involves complicated holdings, vested and unvested stock options, RSU schedules, deferred compensation plans, concentrated stock positions, and equity in private companies. Seniors may not fully understand what they own, creating opportunities for manipulation. Cognitive decline. Timing. Many tech workers accumulated their wealth during careers spanning decades. By the time they retire with substantial assets, age-related cognitive decline may already be affecting judgment and decision-making. Geographic distance. Silicon Valley's high costs push many adult children to relocate elsewhere. When family members live in other states, predators have easier access to isolated seniors. Trust in experts. Tech industry professionals spent careers deferring to specialists. This pattern can make seniors vulnerable to anyone claiming expertise in managing their finances or estate. Language barriers. Santa Clara County's diverse population includes many seniors for whom English is a second language, creating additional vulnerability to manipulation. California law provides powerful remedies for elder financial abuse victims and their families. Under Welfare and Institutions Code Section 15610-030, financial abuse includes taking property through undue influence, fraud, or when the abuser knew or should have known the elder lacked capacity to consent. Successful claims can recover all property taken or its value. Attorney fees and litigation costs, double damages in cases of bad faith, punitive damages for egregious conduct. These enhanced remedies recognize that elder financial abuse causes devastating harm, but they only help if victims or their families can afford to pursue claims. When predators have already stolen substantial assets, families often lack funds for hourly legal representation that could cost $200,000 or more. The wrongdoers control wealth that rightfully belongs to the family. Contingency fee arrangements solve this problem. Hackard Law advances litigation costs and defers compensation until recovery. If we don't successfully recover assets, clients pay no attorney fees, regardless of how many hours we invest. This model provides Silicon Valley families equal footing against well-funded wrongdoers. A caregiver who stole $2 million can afford expensive defense counsel. Contingency representation ensures victims can afford experienced plaintiffs' attorneys to pursue justice. California imposes strict deadlines on elder financial abuse claims. Generally, actions must be brought within 3 years of discovering the abuse or 4 years from when abuse occurred. Trust-related claims may have even shorter windows when Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, or Santa Clara families suspect elder financial abuse. Immediate consultation with experienced counsel is essential. Delay can mean losing rights permanently. Hackard Law represents heirs and beneficiaries in estate, trust, and elder financial abuse litigation throughout Silicon Valley and California. You can contact us today at 916-313-3030. We'll be happy to speak with you. Hackard Law. Call the sage.